Okay, so the purpose of this video is to explain how we can reach an answer for this exam question. So um, typically the exam have two parts. One part is to draw this kind of logic gate diagram from the algebra logic or the Boolean logic that is given in the exam question. So I'm not trying to explain at the moment how we reach that diagram. So, but from this diagram, I am trying to help how can you build a truth table out of this diagram and reach the truth table for this Z output. Okay. So to be able to reach this Z output, so we have to figure out that we have to figure which logic gates we have, how many of them we have. So I would say that this is the NOR gate. This is a NOT gate. This is two AND gates. So there is, I saw that there is many people who get confused from this kind of setup. So what we need to do is that to be able to reach a truth table for the Z, we have to actually make or choose an intermediate output. So one of the ways is that we come out at the output of the NOR gate, and then we say maybe P, and then we come up in for the output of the NOT gate, we say Q, and then for these two ends, actually in this end, we have the Z as an output. So we don't need to write an output here. And just notice that the P, it is not the name of the gate. It is it represents the output of the gate. So, okay, now you see this, this AND gate, we have an output R. So we need to add here Q, and then we need to make another column for the P and another column for the R, and then the final column comes for the Z. So let us try to put that in a different color. So okay, and then here for the B, and here for the Z. Okay, so and so let us try one by one. So I do not advise that you go directly and then start putting answers. No, that is not going to work, especially when you are in the exam. So I recommend that you write the truth table of every gate under it. So now you have C and Q. So this is the T and the output is Q. If you have 0 and 1, that will give you 1 and 0. This is the truth table of the NOT gate. What about the NOR gate? So the NOR means that it is not OR. So if I have input as B and C, and the output is P, so okay, now this is P and C, and the output is P 0 0 0 1 1 0 0 0. So let us say that not all mean that we have 1 0 0 0. So you don't need to actually memorize the NOR gate. If you know the OR gate, so you have to invert the result of the OR gate. So if I draw the OR gate at the bottom, so you will notice that for the OR gate truth table, 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. So for the OR gate, since we have no ones here, so it is 0. Any input that have 1 will result in 1 in the output. So that is for the OR gate. If I invert that, that will be 1, 0, 0, 0. And that's what we have for the NOR gate. So if you look at this, you will find it exactly similar to this. Okay, so now the remaining thing, so this one I'm going to remove here. I'm only going to write again this AND gate. So the AND gate, we have input as A and another input as Q. So we have Q, A, and the output as R. So now 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. So the AND gate, as long as there is 0 in the input, then the output will be definitely 0. So we only have one output as 1, which is when both inputs have 1. So based on that, I am now confident to start filling in. So every time, because I mean, there is a lot of confusing things here. So the Q is the inversion of C. So let us have a look. So every time you get confused, I would like you to look at this NOT gate. So this Q is for the NOT gate. Not, let me try to write it in another. So here, NOT. So for the NOT gate, if I see 0, it become 1. If I see 1, it becomes 0. 0 become 1, 1 becomes 0, 0 become 1, 1 becomes 0, 0 become 1, 1 becomes 0. So that is the result for the Q. Okay? You need to always look here so that you're not confused. A single mistake will result in an error in the Z. And not only in the Z, the R will also, the R is getting its input from the Q. So if you make the Q having an error, definitely the R will also have an error. So it's an accumulated error that will result in an error in R and even in D. So just be very careful. Okay. So the P here is an output for the NOR gate. So every time, I mean, we have to look here and before we commit anything here. So this is the P as an output. We have B and C as an input. So when we have 0, 0, we actually have 1. Anything else, as long as you're having 1 there, so you will write 0. So here, 0. Here, 0. When we have 1, 1, we also have 0. 0, 0, that is 1 because here I have 0, 0, it gives me 1. So 0, 1, I put 0. From where I get this 0? Because 0, 1 here give me 0. So I do not decide based on my mind. I have to look at the table. If you don't look at the truth table here, you will have a problem. You will not be able to do it correct. Okay? So when we have 1 and 0, you see here, 1 and 0 give me 0. So I write it here 0. I no need to think. I need to look only. I need to use my eyes. 1 and 1. See here, when there is, sorry, there is a small mistake here. This is supposed to be 1 and 1, and that also give me 0. Okay, so when we have 1 and 1, that also give me 0. Okay, so okay, we move to the R, and the R is for the AND gate. Okay, and the AND gate have two inputs. One is A and Q. So let us remove this and remove that part so that we don't confuse ourselves. Okay, let us try to also give maybe a different color. So we have A and Q. So A and Q. So that is a bit challenging because that can cause your eye to get confused. So we need to look at the AND gate. So when we have 0 and 1, in the AND gate, 0 and 1, it gives me 0. So I put here 0. Okay. When I have 0 and 0, definitely we have 0. Okay. When I have 0 and 1, so let me look. 0 and 1 give me 0. So when I have 0 and 0, definitely it give me 0. When I have 1 and 1, so look at 1 and 1 in the AND gate, it give me 1. So I write here 1. Now, when I look at 1 and 0 as an input, 1 and 0 give me 0. So I write here 0. Now, when I look at 1 and 1, it gives me 1. So this is an AND gate. So 1 and 0, it gives me 0. 1 and 0 give me 0 because this is an AND gate. So now I managed to do the OR. Now the Z, the AND gate here, the Z, have inputs as 1 OR and the P is here. So it is the P and the OR that I need to look into and then use the same truth table for the AND gate here. So, okay, when I have 1 and 0, let me put this in a different color. So when I have 1 and 0, and this is an AND gate, so it gives me 0 here. 0 and 0 give me 0. 0 and 0 give me 0. 0 and 0 give me 0. When I have 1 and 1, this is the only case that give me 1. 0 and 0 give me 0. 0 and 1, definitely it will give me 0 and 1 give me 0. Okay? 0 and 0 give me 0. So this is how I'm reaching the result. I do not want to use my mind a lot. I don't want to stress my mind in the exam. So I need to focus on writing each truth table alone, and then I start to copy from it and list here. A single mistake can accumulate. So I hope this is clear.